In this video, we're going to go over the basics of the horizontal bandsaw, also known as the contour machine. All right, we'll start with the fence. So with this fence, I can loosen it off here and move it in the position that I want for a desired cut between the blade and the fence. All I have to do is to take a ruler, put it in here, and then just move it to the proper location. 5 inches right there, you tighten it, and we have 5 inches from the blade in here. So now we can feed our material right through there to get a 5-inch cut. If you see the blade start to cut at an angle, that means the blade is most likely dull. Consult with the shop staff and they'll come and fix that for you. All right, get that out of the way. We have the miter gauge over here. That's nice to use for a lot of purposes. So with the miter gauge, I can loosen this knob and change this to the angle that I need. Then I can take the material, place it in here, up against the miter gauge, get the right location, and then feed it through while we're holding this nice and tight. That's a handy feature. Most of the times we just draw our lines on the part and we just feed them in as we go. If you have a radius to turn, you can consult to the chart up here. So normally we have a 3/8 blade in here, and it says you can do a radius as tight as 1 7/16 of an inch radius. So if the radius has to be tighter or not, you have to go to a smaller blade, and again, consult the shop staff. So we have a light here, so we can see better what we're doing. And over on this side, this is the speed gauge, so when it's running, you'll see the gauge come up. Basically for this, it goes in conjunction with this chart, which moves around. For aluminum, if we're cutting something that's, say, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, we want to run the blade at 3,500 feet per minute. If you need to change the speed, please consult the shop staff. They will help you with that. There's a high and a low gear. There's different variables, so it's best just to consult the shop staff again to change any speeds. Okay, the basic on and off switch is just right here. This is all for welding a blade. You do not need to worry about that. We'll just demonstrate cutting out a piece for the base of the trophy. So one of these pieces. This is marked about 1/8 of an inch oversized, so we have plenty of room to mill. So we'll go ahead and do a basic cut here. I forgot to mention we need to lubricate the blade first. So we're going to use this easy cut stick. So I can't really get it into the blade with this down. So what we're going to do is raise this up. Go and turn on the machine for a moment. Put some of the wax on the blade. Turn it back off. And now our blade is lubricated. But what I want to do now is make sure that our guide here is at the right height. We don't want to cut with it way up here because this is a big danger zone. So we want to make sure we have minimum clearance here. Bring this over, bring it down as close as we can get it, and now we're ready to cut. Okay. Alright, we'll just cut that part out. Wait for the blade to stop. Once it stops, we can remove our part. We're going to put it here. If, for instance, you have to cut all the way through something, a lot of times what you want to use is a little push block or something. So you put a block in here, and then you'll cut through. So when it breaks through, it cuts into the board. You never want to have your fingers in the way to be able to cut. So make sure you use one of these. You may have the fence over where it's close and you need room in here to actually push your part through. So you'll need to make sure you have a push block so you can push it on through there. Very important to use a piece of wood or something like that so your fingers are never in danger. Once you are done with the machine, make sure you take a little hand brush and then brush everything off, get nice and clean. Do not leave a mess for the next operator. Right now I can't get under here, so I'm going to raise this up a little and clean it accordingly. So now it's ready for the next operator, you can come over, lubricate the blade, and proceed from there. And also this leaves really fine dust, so sweep around the machine because it makes the floor really slippery. So make sure that's cleaned up well before you leave this area.